After having opened Mainland China's first Pokemon TCG set, Storming Emergence, it's time to move on. The next mainline set, Shining Synergy, released on January 18, 2023. It introduced collectors and players in Mainland China to the beautiful Tag Team GX cards. Well, technically, there is a set called Battle Elite, which was released in between these two, but let's not get bogged down on the details. Just like the previous set, this one was also split into three subsets. Set A, or as I like to refer to it, Set Slowpoke and Psyduck, Set B, or Set Gengar and Mimikyu, and Set C, or Set Eevee and Snorlax. Since the tag team cards are incredibly popular, opening these sets is going to be a ton of fun. How's it going, everybody? Ben from basesetmew here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm unboxing the Shining Synergy Set A booster box, or as I like to refer to it, the Psyduck and Slowpoke booster box. Now this booster box is actually really cool. While I do cut this open, as you can probably tell right here, it does introduce the simplified Chinese TCG to the very cool Tag Team GX cards. And as I said, this set is really special because it does contain the Latias and Latios alternate art tag team. Maybe we get lucky and pull it, but let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the opening, I suppose. This set also does away with the baby shinies. If I can get it open, I might have to get... Hopefully the other packs are easier to rip open. Hopefully I don't need the scissors for each one of them. But yeah, as I said, this set actually does away with the baby shinies. So instead, this set has 5 character rares, I want to say. Some really cool. Actually, the Wishy-Washy that I have in my secondary binder is actually from this set. So I want to say, or I want to know the ratios for the baby shiny, or for the character rare, stumbling across all my words here. Because I don't think there's going to be 3 in each box. We might get lucky and get 1. I don't even know if they're promised, which is what we're going to find out by not just opening this box. As I said, I do have the other 2 as well, but this one I feel like is definitely the best because, well, it does contain the Latias and Latios Tag Team GX alternate art. But, oh, here we go, our first double rare with the Piplup and Blastoise GX, very cool. Also illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita, so you already know this is gonna be a banger. Yo, this is really cool. Our first double rare, we should see... We're going to see plenty of those. So what I was going to say before pulling that one, like in terms of trainers, this one isn't nearly as stacked as the last set I opened. I think the best full art trainer you could potentially get in here would be Misty's Favor, but you know, I already have that in a PSA 10, so actually I would not want to pull that one, if that makes sense. Knowing my luck though, with how these other openings have gone so far, I'll probably just pull a full art in the super rare spot. That's just going to happen. It's inevitable at this point, right? Maybe we can be a little bit more lucky right here. Slowbro. Ooh, and Lana and Mellow tag team card. Very nice. I do actually like the tag team because I think I've stated it multiple times now. And I do really hope they make a return someday. I really hope they make a return someday. And like the tag team trainer cards, like that edition, is also really cool. Here we have the Raichu. If you've played Pokemon TCG Pocket, you might remember this artwork right here. Alright, so far only 1 double rare. As I said though, I'm really excited to see how many character rares we're gonna get in here. It's gonna be really interesting to find that out. And then of course, you know, we can just appreciate the artwork because of course these are older cards. For me, many of which I haven't seen. I did open Cosmic Eclipse and Alter Genesis. No, not Cosmic Eclipse. I did open Alter Genesis. A full booster box of that, so I have seen some of the cards in here, but definitely not all of them, so a lot of them are still very new to me. Holy moly! I was just gonna mention the character rares. I mean, we didn't pull the Wishy-Washy, so that is a win in my book. The Piplup with Dawn in the background right here, really cool. I was gonna say, if we either pull this one or the Pikachu with red, that would be pretty cool. We did end up pulling this one. Now there is also Lieutenant Surge with Magnemite, but I think I had that one in Japanese, so This is actually pretty cool, and Piplup is a pretty cool Pokemon. I do really like Piplup. And look at how shiny it is. Maybe it's just me, but that feels way more shiny than any card I've ever pulled. Man, okay. We're gonna sleeve up this one right here. Very cool. You're gonna be watching over our opening. Well, we've pulled the Piplup and Blastoise GX. Now we've pulled the Dawn and the Piplup. Maybe we're pulling the alternate art of the Piplup and Blastoise. We shall see. I mean, that's a pretty cool one. I think this set in particular, speaking of wishy-washy, there's the double rare version of that one, and Wailord. I mean, speaking of the alternate arts, I think this set in particular, and that the same goes for any set after this, like all the other two Shining Synergy sets. If you do get lucky and pull an alternate art, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be an absolute banger, because all of the alternate arts are super cool. Like anyone. Of course, the Latias and Latios, that's probably the one you're after, right? Because that's also the most expensive, not just in English and Japanese. It's also the most expensive in Chinese. Well, figured, right? If it's expensive in those two languages, it's gonna be expensive in other languages as well, right? Oh, here we have the Lana and Mellow again, this time around as a reverse, and we're almost done with the right side of this booster box. So far, we've pulled 2 double rares and 1 character rare. We'll see when we open the other boxes if they also have 1 character rare, in which case I would assume they're guaranteed 1 per box. They're not gonna give you 3 per box, because there's only 5 in this set. So if they gave you 3, that would be kind of odd, right? That would be kind of odd. It would be kind of cool. I would prefer if they did, but, you know, we've got to be realistic here, I suppose. Let's see, Kyogre. That's a really cool illustration by Cavallo. Very, very nice. Of course, I do love my Gen 3 Pokemon. And speaking of Gen 3 Pokemon, I want to say the recent leak for the Mega Evolution sets. I want to say recent leaks. Funny thing though, I don't actually know when this video will release. It all depends on if my order from Sugar Goo arrives in time, in which case this will be released a little bit later on. I do want to mention them really briefly. You know, I don't usually cover leaks and all that, but the leak suggests that we will get, among other things, a Mega Latias alternate art by Akira Egawa, and I'm really hyped about that. You know how much I love my Gen 3 Pokemon, and you know how much I love Akira Egawa's illustrations. So we're in for a treat, at least for me personally. Alright, we're already done with the right side, so the left side must have our double rare, or not our double rare, our super rare. Maybe it's in this pack, maybe. Nope, that's just a reverse. And if you pull the reverse or a rare, the pack does not contain their super rare. But I'm confident. I'm very confident. And I have a good feeling about this box. Just you watch. We are going to pull the Latias and Latios GX. Just you wait. Oh, here we have a Keldeo double rare. Okay, 5-band graphics, which is my least favorite artist by far. They do have the occasional good illustration, but they're very far and few in between, in my opinion. But we'll see. Let's see what we can pull in this one. Nope, just a Vikavolt right here, and then we have green. These are, I think I've mentioned this in my other opening, the packs from this era, specifically, do feel pretty difficult to open. Now, funny thing though, I had the same issue when I opened my Alter Genesis box, I think. I'm pretty sure I don't know if I had the same problem when I opened my Dream League booster box. But I feel like packs from this era, I don't know why, because this was reprinted, right? This is not a new set, or this is not an old, well, let me just reiterate. This was reprinted, it is an older set, yes, but it's not as old as the Sun and Moon era for the Japanese TCG, if that makes sense. So why would they make it so difficult to open, right? It's almost like they're trying to keep the cards inside. There we go. That was really difficult to open, so I'm assuming there is going to be something really, really good in here. Just you watch. Well, it is a double rare, so... Oh, here's the Misty. That's the first time we've pulled her in the normal version. I've got all my double rares watching over me in this opening. So far, we've pulled 4. No super rare in sight, and we are getting towards the end of the packs right here. So, you know what I might end up doing, since we're getting to the end here? Before I move on with my train of thought though, I want to show off this illustration of the Lunala. Yo, that looks pretty cool. I feel like I've seen this before somewhere, probably on Twitter somewhere. Never seen it in person though. That looks pretty cool. Man, this would probably make for really great full art, right? For like an illustration rare or something. Would make for a great full art in my opinion. Okay, so tell you what, if the super rare isn't in this pack, we'll end up doing the card trick. The card trick is kind of odd because I feel like sometimes it's 1 to the front and sometimes it's 2 to the front. So maybe we will not do the card trick. Although, as I said, I'm getting a little bit worried right here. Although the other boxes haven't been tampered with, so why would this one be? Right? Wouldn't really make sense. Super rare. Nope, that's just I was stopping there for a second because I thought it was a super rare, but no, that's just a double rare. Really cool looking double rare. The Dragonite GX, of course. Very nice. Watching over the opening as well. I've got all my double rares. I've got my character watching over the opening. Like, nothing can go wrong right here. Absolutely nothing. Let's see what we can pull in here. Is it gonna be our super rare? Nope, that's just the normal holographic. I mean, it's gonna be at any time now, right? Because there is a super rare in here. If there isn't a super rare in here, I would be very concerned, because that would mean they were tampered with. Well, that wouldn't really make sense, because if this box would be tampered with, why wouldn't the other boxes have been, right? Because the other boxes all have been cleaned so far, so to speak. No, just a Solgaleo. Okay. Just a Solgaleo and a Lapras with Misty in the background. Let's see, we only have a handful of packs left. 5 double rares. Maybe we get another one, maybe we get 6 in total. But apart from that, there is only our super rare left. Here's the Piplup again. Maybe a Sign. Nope, that's just a double rare. That is our number 6 on the double rare with the Melmetal GX. Okay. So, 3 packs left. Okay, we have 3 packs left, so let me just do, like, attempt to do the card trick for this one. Because it's gonna be in either one of these, right? If it isn't, I'm very concerned. Super rare. Yo! Oh my god, okay. It is a full art trainer. Holy moly. Right, I wasn't actually expecting there to be a pull here. Okay, so it was a full art trainer with the will right here. Is that a texture shift error? No, it's not a texture shift error. It does look really trippy. I'm sure you can even tell that on the video, like the background texture of this one. That's insane. Wow, okay. Let me sleeve up the will immediately, because that is our super rare. Really cool, okay. And we still have 2 packs left, so let's open up these ones real quick, even though I'm technically not expecting anything in these ones, because super rare is down, character rare is down, also my empty booster packs are stumbling all over the place right here. Let's see. Magnemite. Nope. Nothing in this one, of course. And let's open up the last pack of this opening right here. And we have a Geodude, Claymation Geodude. We've got a Tentacool with Janine in the background. And we've got a Tapu Koko. And an Empoleon at the end right there. Right. That was the opening of my Shining Synergy Box A. That was really, really cool. We did end up pulling a full-out trainer. The first one in my last 4 openings. Well, quote-unquote last 4. If this one releases after my 151 opening, do not count those towards this goal. But there we are. That's really cool. And of course, the Piplup and Dawn right here. That's really, really nice. I'm really happy with this opening. I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, then a like would be greatly appreciated. If you didn't, then give it a dislike. Tell me in the comments below what you didn't like, so I can try to fix it for future videos. Other than that, right here is a video that YouTube thinks is best suited for you. Right here is the subscribe button, click this one first, then click this video. Check out any of the other videos in the description below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, peace, take care.